Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, November the 4th, 2022. Friday, November the 4th, 2022. Okay, so today we have Willow and Michael out on a date, and Willow looked surprisingly healthy, energetic. She did not want to eat too much of her food, though. And I don't know, I think it looked like she may have had dessert. But she was nervous and she told Michael that they wanted to run. She didn't say Terry. She was saying the doctor wanted to run just some additional tests and she was worried about the results. And Michael said, but you say, because she told him, oh, everything with the baby is fine. That's what she tells Michael. And I'm like, she's still lying. But then she told him she was waiting for test results. And Michael said, yeah, but if everything with the baby is fine, what could be the problem? Well, the doctors just wanted to run some additional tests and I'm just waiting to hear. And then Terry called her as dessert was there. And she tells her she wants to see her the next day for the appointment. And so Michael says, okay, look, that's it. I am going to be there, period. And you're not going to talk me out of it. And she goes, no, I wasn't planning on talking you out of it. I want you to be there. So it looks like Michael just might find out. But you want to know what my guess is? My guess is something with Aurora's going to come up and Michael's not going to be there. TJ's going to end up being there in his place. Let's just see if Michael is really there. Oh, because Willow and little Wiley is his life and blah, blah, blah. The matter of fact, they were talking about just going ahead and getting married again and making it official. And Willow was like, you know what? She was actually all for it. Of course she's for it. She thinks she might be dying now because she doesn't want to leave Michael or Wiley or this baby ever. Yeah, okay. We know why you did it. Let's hope it works. And really, in soap opera land, your mother that you don't know about is going to save the day. Honestly, is going to save the day. So we also have, I did not, goodness, Spinelli and Maxie. Maxie goes to order dinner at the Metro Court to eat it at her desk. Well, she actually decides to go to the hospital to find Austin first to see if he can have dinner with her. But of course, she finds Austin and Mason looking a little tensed and strained. And she's like, is everything okay here? And Mason says, do you want to tell her or do I? And then he ends up making some lie about some billing issue that he wants Austin to intervene in. And Austin's like, it's not my forte, but whatever. So Mason leaves and Austin, Maxie's like, why would he want you to handle a billing issue? He goes, exactly, family, exactly. So then he goes, why are you here, Maxie? And she goes, oh, because I end up having, time to get a quick bite. And I wanted to know if you could have dinner with me. Because earlier, Austin had asked her to have dinner and she couldn't. So he's like, no, Maxie, I have a lot of things going on. Because one of the things that Mason told Austin was, okay, there's another gunshot victim at the hospital, waiting for him to treat him. So Austin's back to, I don't work for your boss anymore. And he goes, yes, you do. You're going to handle this. So he tells Maxie, no, I have a lot to do here, Maxie. So she goes, okay, I'll just order takeout and eat at my dinner at my desk. So she leaves. He goes, he treats the patient. He comes back to his office. And let's see, back at his office, where's my picture? Here's Austin. He finds Mason, feet up on his desk. I mean, like if anybody would have came in, what would they think? So he slaps Mason's feet off of his desk. And Mason's like, hey. So Austin tells him, look, you will be happy to know, he goes, I just want to report on my friend. Well, your friend is fine. And you can let your boss know there will be no reports filed, no inquiries. So, of course, Austin took care of this off the books, although I'd like to know, how is he going to delete this person out of the hospital system? I don't know. Maybe he'll type in, he has the flu. but I guess there was no nurse doing any kind of intake of any kind. Eventually, I really believe Austin's going to get busted. Britt or somebody, maybe Finn, once Elizabeth's deal is done, somebody is going to end up noticing the discrepancy. TJ, probably. It'll probably be TJ. But it's going to come out. It's going to come out what Austin is doing. And that person that finds out might be put in a little jeopardy. Okay. So that's why I'm thinking it could be TJ with that. So now we also have Jordan. Jordan is still there speaking with Portia. And of course, Portia is saying, bottom line, thanks for the well wishes. And Jordan says, well, I definitely wish you well, but, you need to, why would you go into a wedding with this lie hanging over going into it with a lie? How do you think that's going to fare your wedding or your marriage? And so she goes, Curtis, because they told Jordan that he got tested. Curtis got tested. He's waiting for results. And she goes, and look, right now, with just everything going on, with Trina might be at a top. See, she's coming up with all these excuses as to why now's not the time to tell. Now's not the time to tell. And once we get Curtis's results, if he doesn't have the markers, then there is no need to say anything. And Jordan is looking at her like, do you really feel that Curtis should never know? Period. And so Jordan's like, that is my decision on when I do decide to tell them. And so Jordan told her, you have had almost 2 decades to truly find out. And the way they said it, so we don't, Portia doesn't know 100% for sure that Trina is Curtis's. Wow. She couldn't have snuck a DNA test in when Trina was little. Kids don't know you swabbing them up. They don't know what you're doing that for. Take some of her hair. Wow, she didn't do it. Because she could have at least had it tested between her and Taggart, get some of his hair out of his brush. Take his toothbrush. He come home. Goodness, camera. This camera's going crazy. Trying to focus in here. There we go. He comes home and he says, Jordan, what happened to my toothbrush? Accidentally knocked it into the toilet. I got you a new one. Okay. That toothbrush has got his DNA is already at the lab. Trina's too. So she did not want to, period. So Jordan pretty much just warned her and said, you know what? Almost like this, I got a front row seat to this train wreck. Okay. Because it's going to be a true train wreck and good for Portia. But she's going to be full of so many tears when how she do. Yeah, no, I'm not buying it. Won't care, won't feel sorry for her whatsoever. Period. So now let's go to, of course, Carly. Jocelyn wants to, oh, this scared me so bad. Cameron, these young adults don't care that there is a hook killer, that people they know have been hooked closely, they know, and it still hasn't put any kind of fear of them wanting to be protected at all. I don't get it, right? Cameron is on the bridge by himself. The bridge where Oscar, that's my dog barking. He's gonna really annoy me. He wants to go upstairs. He's 14 years old. Now he can't really go upstairs by himself, but I'm not taking him upstairs. I had to go handle him. So anyway, he is on the footbridge where Jocelyn and Oscar left their little lock, but I thought those locks were cut off. But anyway, you remember there was some city ordinance where they came and they were cutting the locks off because initially Jocelyn was upset that her and Oscar's lock was going to be cut off. But anyway, so he hears something and he's like, and I'm like, oh my God, no, they're not going to have Cam hooked. Oh, I was so nervous on this scene, right? But it was Drew. Drew was coming to the bridge and he goes, Cameron's like, who's there? And he goes, Cameron, it's Drew. And so Cameron is like, Drew's like, is everything okay? I mean, why are you out here on this, no, Cameron said, oh, you startled me because, with this Hook killings going on, I got a little startled. And so Drew looked at him and said, so that's why you're out here on the bridge alone. And Cameron just looked at him and said, well, it's, Oscar's birthday, and I just wanted to come. And I'm thinking that is still that is still not a reason whatsoever. What, you want to go join Oscar in heaven? Is that it? What? Right? So needless to say, Jocelyn had been calling Cam, because she wants him to know that he could be in danger, which he should know. He could be in danger, right? But he's not answering his phone. Oh, she's reaching for her jacket. And Carly's like, whoa, where do you think you're going? I got to go find Cam. I got to go. He should be working at Kelly's. I got to go warn him. He's not answering his phone. And Carly goes, Jocelyn, you cannot just go. Did you hear what Jordan said? No. There is another way. Text me. He will get you. So she goes, no, I have to know that he's okay. So Carly ends up saying, okay, I will take care of it. So she calls Drew and says, Drew, can you go by Kelly's and, tell Cameron Jocelyn is trying to call him. We want to make sure he's okay. So he goes, I can do one better. Cameron's right here with me. And so she goes, he is. Can you make sure that, that he gets home safe? You two get home safe. And then she hung up. And I thought, well, how stupid was that? How ridiculously stupid was that? You should have told Drew over the phone what you heard, that Cameron is an intended victim and his safety is in jeopardy. But she didn't say none of that. As a matter of fact, Drew ends up over at Carly's house. She opened, what are you doing here, Drew? So he goes, you sounded like a little upset over the phone or worried or anxious. So then Carly says, but you're not supposed to be here. He goes, look, Carly, you leaving me out here now, people will see I'm here to see you. So she goes, oh, come in. So she tells him then about, the situation. And I thought, but you let him pretty much leave Cam unattended. Just say, hey, Cam, go on and go to Kelly's. You got to work. Okay, man. Just be safe out there, right? So Carly goes upstairs to say something to Jocelyn. Of course, finds out Jocelyn is gone. Of course. And in the meantime, Jocelyn's already at Kelly's. She sees Dex standing outside because Sonny and Nina are having a date that I'm not even going to talk about. Not even going to talk about that. Right? Boring. Oh, we're eating ice cream sundaes. Oh. So, but the funny thing is he has Dex standing outside in the cold. And I'm thinking, Dex, you need a bigger coat than what you wear. And it's almost wintertime. So Jocelyn comes up and she goes, what are you doing here? He goes, oh, the boss is out on a date with Miss Reeves. And Jocelyn looks through the window like, oh, can't go in there. And so then she's like, she was here. And so she goes, well, of course, your boss would leave you out here to freeze. And then she goes back to her usual harping on Dex. Just by dealing with her should realize just how immature she is and understand, oh, this girl is way too young for me, because she is a broken, ridiculous record. We're talking about her worrying about his safety so bad working for Sonny, but I just snuck out of the house after the police commissioner tells me I'm a target. I don't have my bodyguard the first. Okay. But you're going to lecture me about who I work for. Right. So Cameron walks up and Cameron says, well, what's going on? As soon as because she sees Jocelyn just sniping at Dex, you know, her usual nag, 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 like she's a girlfriend, right? She got a right to tell him and be all in his business, in his life. So she sees him, Cam, and she goes and she hugs him. I was so worried. Why didn't you answer any of the 100 calls and texts? I left you. He goes, well, I was with Drew on the bridge. I was going to answer your call, you know, your calls when I got here. So she goes, oh, Jordan just said blah, you know, tells him the whole story. And now you and I are both probably targets. And Dex is listening by the door. As soon as she said that, he comes over, wait, what? He gets all in the conversation. So now Joss is explaining stuff to Cam, but then she turns and displays this to Dex, and then she turns back to Cameron, tells Cameron that just like Dex is just right in on it, right? And Cameron is just checking it out. Like how into Joss's business Dex is. Cameron's just looking at the whole thing. So then Dex says, well, the boss has to know. I got to go tell the boss. And she goes, no, don't you tell, don't you get Sonny involved. And Dex is like, you know what? Wait a minute. You just said that you and Cameron were targets. I don't even know if he said Cameron. You're a target for the killer. But you're going to let your pride and your anger stand in the way of your safety? And she just looks like, yeah, idiot. Yes, idiot. Immature brat. Yes. So he goes in and they tell Sonny, and then Carly and Drew are about to head out the door. She's getting ready to go to Kelly's because now she knows Jocelyn is out there. So soon as she opens the door, she sees Jocelyn at the door. And Jocelyn just looks at her like, oh, yeah, I know you mad, but whatever. And then Sonny walks up. And so Jocelyn is like, okay, so yeah, I let you bring me home, but I'm not about to take any. And she just all now on Sonny. Carly reaches in, grabs her by her coat, pulls her in the house and says, get in the house. She didn't even let Jocelyn finish with her disrespectful snipe. You know, she just reaches, pulls, and pushes her in the house. That was so cool. I said, go ahead, Carly. Go ahead. You know, and Jocelyn, as Carly grabs her, pushes her in the house, Jocelyn shuts right up. Oh, okay. And Sonny says, I heard what happened at Kelly's. Dex is going to be taken. I brought Jocelyn home to make sure she got home safe. My man Dex is going to take Cameron home, you know. And so Cardi says, thank you. And he goes, okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to say goodnight. So Sonny walks away, and then Cardi tells Drew, okay, now you have to leave so Sonny can see you leave right now. Sonny can't, you can't stay. So Joss is actually behind the door, more of the entryway, hearing her say this to Drew, and she's looking like, why would Sonny have to see Drew leaving? What's up with Jocelyn's like, huh? So I could tell Monday Cardi's gonna have to, she should just tell her the truth. Bottom line, because Jocelyn already knows how Carly lost her shirt with that stock. Carly needs to just say, you know what? And I didn't know that, goodness, I could get in serious trouble, for buying the stock like that. Because Jocelyn would definitely keep a secret for her mama in a heartbeat, okay? So we'll see what Carly says to Jocelyn. And that, I'm just going to skim past the fact that Spinelli is actually trying to shut down society setups. And the people he's talking to, he's like, what do you mean it's going to take that long to, like to dismantle it? No, I want it done now. And they're saying this, that, and the other. He goes, it's my company. I can shut it down if I want. And in my mind, I'm saying, yes, you sure can, Spinelli. And you're a internet genius whiz. It's an internet company. Flip the switch on this internet company and shut it down. That's all you have to do. You know how to do it. All he's got to do is write some coding, boom, it's all shut down. Period. but he's going through this and that. And then Maxie is saying, Mo, do an algorithm. I know why you did it, because you're lonely. You'll find somebody. And then Austin comes in, finds Maxie, saying, oh, Maxie, I can have dinner with you after all. Can you have dinner with me? And she goes, well, sure, I'll just cancel my takeout. So Austin tells, she goes, oh, I told Austin about society setups. And Spinelli looked at her like, what? And so, and he's not going to say anything. So Spinelli's like, well, thanks for not saying anything. And he goes, I need you to do me a favor. And Spinelli's like, wait, already? And he goes, yeah, I need your app to run an algorithm on me and Maxie. I guess he wants to see if they're really a match, right? As if he thinks Spinelli would be impartial with that hookup, right? Spinelli would engineer that don't work. So we shall see. But now that Austin knows, but see, Spinelli should have shut that thing down a long time ago. I don't feel anything for him with that. He was teetering with disaster, period, 100%. So let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. Ron says Victor thinks he's got Holly where he wants her because she might be baiting him for now. She has Robert convinced that she is back to her old self, but Robert isn't buying it. So he's playing along. And he realizes what Victor is capable of, but at the same time, he wants to keep Holly safe. You giving Robert way too much credit, Ron. And then it says Drew is playing Carly for her shares, trying to keep her quiet so he can stay out of jail from the insider trading. Yeah, he wants us both of them. He doesn't want either one of them to go to jail for that. That is true. Lisa says, you're so right. Nobody has ever lost their memory around Port Charles. Harley must be getting settled in from a long trip. Victor's probably holding her son, Ethan. But I would have thought when she says, if you hurt my son, or she would have said, if you hurt Ethan, but they intentionally didn't have her say a name, so we will be guessing, right? I knew Austin has been trying to get away from the crew in Pawtucket. Gladys' first moves is to say no. She really is. She'll want to say no to anything until you convince her, and convince her hard. Look, Sasha could say, I want to change brands of chewing gum, and this one costs $1 more. Gladys is going to say, no. You're going to have to tell me why you want to do that. Why? Your old brand was good enough. Why you want a new brand costs $1 more? You know what? Okay, you can do it. And then Lisa says, where is Miss Wu? She wanted Sasha out, and now she is saving the company. Robert is being stupid, telling Holly what they are planning to do with Victor, I know. Alexis is going to print the letter. If she doesn't, the hook killer will get upset and act out if she doesn't. And we shall see. I don't know. I definitely don't know. Hello there says, great point about Wu. She threatened Lucy for months. Wu does want more control because she's a major shareholder in deception. And now that everything is going awry, Wu could swoop in and buy way more stock, right? Maybe both Wu and Victor are working together to bring down Lucy. I don't know about that. Wu seems to be a standalone lady. Watch, Wu will step up and buy out deception while Lucy is out of commissions. I believe that. Additionally, I never thought Rory was involved with the Hook killings. However, now that I think of it, Jordan confirmed what we all knew. The Hook killer is centered around Trina. I don't think Rory is the killer, but I think it may be Rory working for Wu and Victor as a plan at the PCPD. I don't know where they're going with Rory's storyline because we just never really knew enough about him. That's how I feel about Rory. Now, to get information or at least get closer to Trina. That was a good comment. Hello there. And then Sandy says, thanks for the recap. You are welcome, Sandy. Juanita says, I like Gladys and the fact that she's trying to do good. And Hello There says, I like lettuce too. And I was thinking, lettuce. Did I make a joke about food yesterday? That's what I thought. I'm like, did I say something about lettuce? And then Juanita says, um, Suri didn't understand what I'm trying to say. Always read it. I should always read I don't always read my text before posting. I had no idea I was typing. What I was trying to say is, if I remembered, I will tell you. Oh, that's right. Yesterday I said, I don't quite understand that, Juanita. Okay, so if you remember, let me know. And then Juanita comes back and says, um, and Hello There, I meant to say Gladys, not lettuce. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Gladys, there we go. Hello There says, at Juanita, okay, because your post said lettuce, I like lettuce. And at first I thought, at first, but I was just having fun with it. Yeah, okay, because I really, look, that lettuce statement confused me, ladies. I don't know what was happening. And then Robin said, Valentine is good at playing being in love with everyone the writers put in front of him. He sure it is, doesn't he? I like them too. And then Hello There says, they're okay. I don't trust him. Yeah, Valentine could be evil in a minute, in a hot minute. And Juanita says, shame on Brooklyn. Anna Rihanna says, I meant if Alexis doesn't print the letter, I will fall out, pass out. Like, I can't believe it, because that's too much like right? She should not print that letter. And if she does do the right thing, we'll wonder what is wrong with her. Victor has her brainwashed. Thank you for reading our comments as if we're having a chat. Well, that's what Comment Corner is all about, Anna Rihanna. It's like we are having a chat. And then you came back and said, this is all going to fall apart for Brooklyn. I hope Chase gets reinstated. Where are the bodyguards? Nobody has a bodyguard around except for Sonny and Nina on their date, right? Curtis will have the markers, and she will stall until she can't anymore and the truth comes out. I think it's going to come out on their wedding day, right at the altar. And then, oh, no one has ever lost their memory in Port Charles ever. Really? I know. In GH, it is a normal way of life. Well, it's a normal life. Yep. I saw a few photos of Diane, and even with stitches, she looks amazing. She sure did. She looked so good. Yes, on yesterday's show. I don't trust Gladys. She will do what she will for the money. Those leopard spots may be different, but they cannot change. And then thanks for the great recap. However, tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, will be a good Friday. We shall see. And then you put love is blind, especially in Soapland. It sure is. And then Hello There ends with this last comment. Carly knew that the Hook killings were happening. She was so busy hanging around in Florida being swooned by Doofy Drew. He talked Carly into staying by saying, your girls are fine. He sure did. Once again, he showed how naive he is, and she bought it. I think Victor is holding Ethan. Probably, because that will be the only thing, and or Luke, but they're not going to bring Luke back. I don't think. That would be the only thing that everybody would say, oh yeah, I understand as a parent. Oh my goodness, he was holding your son. Okay, that's okay. Me going 20 to life, I understand, Holly. I'm fine with what you did. Anyway, so that's it for Comment Corner. Thank you so much for your phenomenal comments today. Let's see what happens on Monday on General Hospital. Have a phenomenal weekend.